Oh my. Welcome to Motherfunkler. Grab your ankles because Papi Chulo's coming in.
We're coming in hot. How you guys doing?
What was that look for?
Here
Here comes Papi Chulo reporting for duty.
Oh, man.
Are you Papi for the next few weeks?
Yeah. Hey, when I was at the grocery store today, this was pretty awesome. The bag boy was in deep conversation with a guy checking out. And like,
Well, let me ask you first. When you say the grocery store, which grocery store?
Publix at Hollyana.
I don't know how to ask this in a ambassador sort of way, but does the fact that it's a Publix bag boy come into the conversation at all? Do you guys know what I'm saying?
That I bond with grocery store people?
No, the fact that it's a bag boy who works at Publix, does this affect the conversation? Does anybody have any idea what I'm talking about?
No, what's going on?
If you work at Publix as a bag boy, there's a higher likelihood that you are
Affected.
in need of extra assistance.
Yeah, no, this guy was
life.
normal.
Okay.
Maybe, but the
Well,
plot
I didn't say normal. You said normal.
the plot thickens.
You know.
Normal, like seemingly college age kid.
Okay, all right, fair.
Deep conversation. He's not drooling or
Yeah.
anything like that. And the guy walks away and he looks at me and goes, "Sorry, man, that was my CPA." I go, "What?"
He's got a real sense of humor.
I think he's just fucking with
Yeah.
No, there's no way.
He's a college
The
student
bag
for
boy
the
doesn't have a
CPA.
CPA. His entire week shift would be the cost of just his account. That doesn't make any sense.
I know, but like,
He's fucking with you.
there's no way.
It's him. He'd be like, "Oh, that was my stockbroker. Don't worry about it, bro. It's my real estate manager on my buildings." I don't think your Publix bag boy has a CPA, is my point.
He said it fucking dead serious.
And I just think he's really good at acting.
Then what the fuck's he doing at Publix? He should be doing something bigger with his
he's
life.
a student. Maybe he's got parent money and his dad or mom make him have a job also, and that's why he needs a CPA.
Yeah.
Linda, my wife, used to work at Publix for a long time, and she had a really good friend who still worked there, who was kind of in that scenario. They were wealthy, but their parents kind of made them have a job.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking maybe
the only thing I could think of.
The only thing I could think of is it was an old bag boy and he's retired and just going into Publix because he's fucking bored and wants
You said
to,
college.
You said he was college.
That's the only scenario I could think
Oh,
of.
yeah. If
But
it was
like
an old person,
college-ish, maybe a little bit older. He was dead serious.
I mean, if it was an old person, there's a million explanations for that.
Yeah.
Like they are bored. They just like talking to people. They want health care. They want life insurance. Whatever it is, there's a million things that an older person could
Publix
be
has
working
good
at
life
Publix.
insurance?
Publix is like one of those companies up there at the top that offer really good benefits and shit. I mean, you have to pay. You don't get free life insurance, I don't think, is a benefit anywhere. But they offer at discounted rates. Same with Lockheed for Linda. And when I was at the state, they had the life insurance policy there was crazy. It was like $2.50 a month or something.
Huh.
But, that's different because as a lawyer, especially at the state attorney's office at the beginning of your career, if you're married and you fucking die, you're likely to have student loans, right? So if your student loans are attached to your wife and you were only making fucking, at the time I was making $42,000 a year as a prosecutor, nothing. You need that life insurance to like take care of your family. So I could see why that would be attached, but I don't know. I've always had the thought kind of along the same lines that if I ever really truly make it, money is not a concern anymore. I might go back to the state, just be the same way an old person would go back to Publix, just because I really enjoyed the job as a state attorney. It's just, the money won't bridge the gap. So I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of. As a college student, I think he was just hitting you with a fucking Leslie Nielsen from Airplane. I think he was just deadpan.
If it was excellent, but I think he was serious.
I just can't imagine a situation where it would be financially feasible.
Why were you
for
engaging with a bag boy?
Yeah, I did not. He
volunteered that information.
He held up the line. They laughed. They were in like deep conversation. Guy took off and he said, "Sorry, that was my CPA."
Okay, that was pretty nifty of him.
Yeah,
I think he just had a sense of humor on a Sunday morning.
Hopefully,
which was unusual because Nick also had a sense of humor this morning. I thought that was quite interesting. You mentioned about the reason why we should start a bit late today because there was this football game in Lithuania.
Oh, I said,
and I thought
there might be.
Goodness me, yeah, that's so uncharacteristic of you on any day of the week, actually. Most days the text messages are really just a thumbs up.
Dude, I wasn't joking. I thought there was a soccer game in Lithuania.
But I thought that was so lighthearted and so kind of you, you know.
I was looking out for your interests. If I know you guys want to, at odd hours, watch soccer games in countries that, you know,
that nobody's heard of,
we've ever even gone to. So it's just, I was trying to act a kindness, bro. If you're gonna give me shit, I mean, fuck you then.
Well done though. But I was in the gym at the time. I was between, and I happened to take my phone out of my pocket, and I thought, Nick's got a sense of humor on a Sunday.
Were you lifting weights or in the sauna with naked men?
No, I was actually, I did my warm-up for 30 minutes on the treadmill, and I was going to go to the weight section when I happened, because I normally, when I'm on the treadmill, I normally have my phone on me. And then when I go to the weight section, I don't need to, so I take it off. And I happened to look at the message, and I was pretty impressed, Nick. That was well done. If you can make sure that you get more messages out like that, you know, that are nice and entertaining, give us a laugh.
I mean, I was just, I had a kind of weird fucking morning, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So it was just, you know, thrown out there.
Well, it was weird because you normally go for a run, right?
No. So I woke up a little early. I went to LA Fitness to work out. I got there at 7:30. They weren't open yet.
Yeah, they open at 8 on a Sunday.
I'm aware now.
Yeah.
But I took the opportunity to go to Walmart to get some Christmas presents because Walmart's open 24 hours. It's the only place I know that sells live ammunition. And that's what I get my mother's husband, my stepfather, for Christmas every year is ammunition. So I took the opportunity to go there, and then I came back to LA Fitness, and I've only been at LA Fitness for like a couple months now, but I kind of know a couple of the people who are there. And there's this one
from before LA Fitness, or now you're getting to know people.
I've just talked to a couple people here and there. We're not even on a name basis, okay? But we're aware. You know what I'm saying? Like little head nod or whatever the fuck.
There's a significant difference in the style of gym head nods. Did you know this? There's the down head nod, or there's the up head nod.
I always do up.
The up head nod means I'm cool with you. Hey bro. The down means like go away. Who the fuck are you?
Oh shit. Well, now I got to look. What about a diagonal? What does that do?
It means you might need to bag groceries at Publix.
Fair enough. Well, I'm only up nod, and only one of the people have I ever actually even talked to. And I showed up today, and it was like this weird scenario going on. So LA Fitness is huge. There's a big turf area where like CrossFit people go and personal training, and I had always noticed there's one girl that seems to be there all the time, very attractive looking woman, and I think she's one of the trainers or something. But I was there and I kind of gave a nod to the guy, and he looked like he had seen a fucking ghost. And I was like, I did the internal calculation where I'm like, everything inside me says, see if this dude's okay, but also I don't want to now be on conversation status with this guy.
Yeah.
But I was like, you cool? Is all I said. And the fucking girl I was just talking about fucking died.
What?
The personal trainer is fucking dead.
Are you serious?
He's like, yeah, I can't even remember her name. I wouldn't want to say on the air anyway, but it was something, totally modern, like an Olivia or something.
Oh, she didn't die right there and then.
No, she wasn't dead there. They showed up and found out early in the morning that she fucking died like last night or the day, like recently. So I'm like, oh shit. And you could tell it was a weird fucking vibe across the gym. I mean, I just continued my workout anyway and did regular workout and then ran 3 on the treadmill inside just because I was like, I'm here. might as well do it.
Yeah.
So during the midst of that, I was getting your text, and that's when I sent the Lithuania text message that you're discussing.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because I have a associate that died this last, like a week ago.
An associate?
A friend.
Okay.
I'd like to describe some of this. I have a shit ton of questions for both of you guys to understand, like, how to weigh in on the entire process. So,
well, first, I'm interested on how he would feel from the ether that you first referred to him as an associate and then
because let me describe that. And a lot of that has to do with my assessment of this situation and how I should or shouldn't feel, which I guess is the bottom line.
Okay.
Pretty good friends in high school. I don't want to say best friends because in previous episodes I've totally fucking trashed the like defining somebody as your best friend. I had a lot of really great friends and he was one of them.
Got it.
We first became friends because...
Sorry, was he in your grade then? So
yeah.
he was same age as you?
Yeah. Same class. We became friends in high school because we were in art class. He said something about really disturbing about my mom and my sister being hot. And so I started punching him in art class. Mm-hmm. And we got suspended, out of school suspension. And he buzzed me up for our out of school suspension and said, hey, you want to hang out? And then we became friends. We also...
Maybe you planned it. Maybe you wanted to be your friend the whole time.
We also were roommates in college.
Oh, shit. All right.
Which is kind of part of this deal. Like, I'm trying to think how to get to that point. Anyway,
so what happened to him?
Yeah, he out of college, he went to KU for a while. After we lived together, he moved to Lawrence, Kansas, and then he went to culinary school. I don't remember if he owned or just was head chef at a restaurant in Crested Butte, Colorado. And then hop, skip, and jump, he ended up being a chef on a yacht that traveled back and forth from Keys, Florida. One of the last times I talked with him, he was in British Virgin Islands and then up to like the Northeast.
Okay.
Anyway, he was in West Palm. I don't know gory details, but went for a swim and drowned.
Shit. In
the
ocean?
I don't know. I would assume so.
So it could be a swimming pool.
Could be, but I'm pretty sure I would assume it's the ocean.
Damn. Fuck natural bodies of water, bro. That's what I
say. In any case, I heard the news and really, I haven't seen him in quite some time. And so nothing was really, I didn't cry. It wasn't seemingly disturbing. The questions that I have are, because of this, a shit ton of high school guys reached out to me and they were like, did you hear? And I said, yeah. My question is, why the fuck do humans find it necessary to say, like, R.I.P. Tupac? Like there's a race to get to social media and be the first person to report to your social media crew that somebody has died. So that's the exaggeration of this, of what I'm trying to explore. The other part of this is, like, I had another friend die pretty recently, a musician friend. And it was from, I used to work at a video production company in town.
Yep.
Guy dies. And it was like a race for everybody to reach out and be like, did you hear he died? Do you have any? Yeah. What's your assessment on why people are inclined to, like, report this information?
It's part of whatever evolutionary relic we have to feel connected to our peers. It's something that just perks in your brain when something like that happens, so that you can feel like you're not alone.
Like part of the grieving process?
I don't know if it's technically part. I wouldn't say it's part of somebody's individual grieving process because I think there's a lot of people who post that shit that aren't grieving. Like people who post "Rest in Peace, Tupac." They're not in grief because Tupac's dead. They're writing because they want the like or whatever is not going to give them the same dopamine push as if they wrote something funny and get a like. That means they're actually liking you. If you're just writing "Rest in Peace, Tupac," the people who are liking you, you now feel connected to them because you're sharing in a loss. And that is a relic of us needing society, us needing a group to for evolution to fucking survive. So I think that's what it is, and it's one of those weird eclectic ways that social media rewires all of our evolutionary shit. Like social media is so relatively new to us that there's different biological and psychological needs that are filled by different little things. And I think I've always pictured when somebody writes "Rest in Peace" or fucking or to a much greater extent when somebody's going through something, when they're sick or some shit, and they write like something cryptic, like "Terrible day today, don't ask me about it, thoughts and prayers," or whatever the fuck. They're writing that because they feel this need to feel the support from everybody else. They may not want to say what it is, but that's what's underlying it. In my opinion, that's what's going on. I mean, that's my social psychology class.
So
I just finished talking.
I didn't publicly lash out, but I sort of did with Amanda, not just like with an exploration. So maybe call it like 2 years ago, had my 20th high school reunion, and really went back and forth on whether I was going to attend or not. Mm-hmm. And I buzzed my dad up and I was like, "What do you think? Did you go to yours? What's the story?" He goes, "Yeah, I went to mine and it was a lot of fun. I didn't go to any of the other ones. I went to the 20th. And he goes, "Here's what you do. To make it great, you spearhead the project and call the old crew and and say, 'Hey, I'm going back,' and get everybody to go back." I called everybody, texted everybody to go back. Nobody fucking went back.
Yeah.
Now that this guy's died, everybody's getting together.
Oh, in Kansas?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's where I lashed out at the idea in exploration with Amanda is like, we could have done this while this guy was alive.
Disagree there. So me and you are the same class, which means that your 20th was along the lines of my 20th, which was fucking 2020. Okay.
Mine got postponed because of COVID.
Correct. Mine got completely. So mine was set. Everybody, there's like 500 people saying they were going. We had a venue. Everything was set. Everybody was ready to rock and roll. And for May of 2020, which was 20 years after we graduated in May of 2000, and in March of 2020, the whole fucking world shut down. We postponed it 1 year, and it was still probably like 100 people, but it was lame because everything was fucking lame between 2020 and 2023. Like, it was still this weird recovery of fucking businesses. Half were gone. Economically, everybody was uncertain. Nobody knew what the fuck they were going to do. Like, it was a total upheaval. I don't think you can compare. So I got two things to say. First, I don't think you can compare the 2020 reunion to this instance. Okay. In fact, there may be increased attention and increased willingness to go in 2025 to this because of that shit getting canceling. Okay. And it would have been nice to go. But that being said, I can see again a place where if it's the first significant death of like a group where it wasn't also something like a drug overdose or something where everybody kind of expected it, or a long bout of cancer, where it's like the first death, I could see people be like, "Shit, man, we're starting to get fucking old. Like, it's time. Let's fucking, if we're ever going to get back together, let's get back together now before we really start losing people."
I think also with the thing with getting together is, for me, for example, I live very far from family, so I make an extra attempt.
You got your 40th
when I go out
right?
to see family, because I know I'm only going to see certain people probably once, at least at best once a year, right? So I make a greater effort. The thing with seeing friends, though, particularly those that are in your vicinity, is you probably try less hard. With death, it's so final, right? So I do find that there's a greater need when somebody passes to say, hey, let's get together, because that's so final. Whereas if I'm going to say to you guys, hey, listen, let's have a party, if you can't make it, it's no big deal, because you're going to see us again another month or another month, another month. It's just, it's fine. And so
I get that, but I hope that.
But I think that
that concept gets reversed, and while everybody has the time we get together for,
I think that getting
shit,
together is good, but I think that the
fucking
comparison of a reunion and not attending is, we can have another one. It's
the correlate I have from that is I remember when I left for law school, I didn't I went straight to UCF from high school. So I was in Central Florida. I lived at home for 2 years, and then I just moved kind of over to downtown area. So I didn't go far. I hung out with the same people I hung out with the whole time. Leaving for law school was the first time I was like, I'm leaving. And I was really upset about leaving all my friends and my family and shit. To be honest with you, the correlate I have is that once I left, I saw everybody more, because when I came back, it was like a fucking scenario, and everybody went to it. So I saw these people more often than when I lived here.
Because you made more of an effort.
So I mean, I could see that relating to, hey, we can always do this shit. We can always hang out. So you postpone it, then somebody fucking dies, and you're like, oh shit, let's
make an effort.
We have an excuse. Also, that carries a little more gravitas, where you have a terrible wife bitching at you about the kids and shit. And you're like, well, I haven't seen the people from high school in a long time. You can see them from any time you want, coming from your wife, right? But then your fucking boy dies. You can look at your wife who's bitching and you go, listen, fucking Jim just died. I'm going to hang out with my fucking friends.
Exactly.
Calm down.
It's fine.
It gives you the gravitas to actually make it happen.
The other side of this that's been rough for me is that the death happened. I got word from my family, came home from work, told Amanda. Didn't really faze me. A really good grade school, high school, college buddy got a hold of me and said, do you want me to add your email to this group email deal? And I said, sure, because I haven't been in touch with a lot of these people for quite some time. It might be nice just to have information, just to read what everybody's saying. And it has been, but so I get looped into the email chain, and people start sharing pictures and fond memories. And I'm like, well, shit, I got to have some pictures. So I went back through my photo album. I fucking forgot that we were roommates.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. And so my explanation, what's difficult for me is I don't know if I blocked it out. I don't know if I forgot because of substance.
Or forgot without substance. It's possible to forget.
Well, that's
that
the
shit.
block. I think that's blocking out.
Dude, I don't think so.
Well, my question is have you ever had something where you
oh yeah,
living with somebody for a while is a pretty epic.
Dude, I've had people walk up to me and tell me these incredibly in-depth, articulated stories about some shit that me and this person did together, and I don't even remember who the fucking person is. I think it's totally possible without blocking it out, quote unquote, that you just fucking forgot. I mean, every once in a while I go back through the memory Rolodex and I find out here's a great example of, way younger than you were, which could excuse it, but my brother remembered there's the Central Winds Park in Winter Springs. There was this contest when we were in middle school to design the park, and I won the park contest, and it was my design. So the park is there, says fucking placard, says designed by Nick Sadul. Tony said it the other day. I'm like, what? I have no recollection of this. He's like, you don't remember designing the park? He's like, holy shit. I go, I went there. I go, oh my God, I did design this fucking park. Holy shit. Now, you could argue maybe it's like lifelong use of substances. I mean, substance, alcohol that has created that. I would say no. I think we just don't have the processing speed to remember all this crazy shit.
But
And
when you thought about
something.
it, like this guy had passed away, you then kind of quickly reflect on life with him.
I actually had to go back through pictures to be like, oh shit, we live together.
So that would be odd though, because sometimes, I think about relationships that I have with friends, and there's certain things that are inconsequential, so I don't actually remember it. So I had a friend that passed as well, but his was a horrific passing, and there was no getting together. He was actually having an affair with some person, and he was out married. He's got 2 kids. He was the head prefect at my high school, meaning he was
principal?
He was one of the most diligent boys in the school.
Prefect just means fucking nerd, apparently.
Yeah,
like
so
valedictorian.
So you have somebody, like I was also a prefect, but not the head at the school. And he graduated high school. He was the top of the class. Went on to medical school. Went on to become a surgeon, and his picture of his death was all over the newspaper.
What happened?
Right, he was stabbed in the neck with a pen. Right, and so he bled
by the husband of the
by a girlfriend.
Oh,
he had an apartment. People that have money do. They have these illicit apartments, right?
Yeah.
And obviously there was a fight between the two of them. She ran out into the passage. He ran out with her, right? Obviously, he didn't have a top on. He just had his shorts on, and she then lashed out, obviously, and stabbed him in the neck. And when you do that, she obviously hit an artery, and the pictures were the most gory pictures you could ever find.
God,
right?
damn.
There was just blood all over, right? And he died probably in 30 seconds.
Was this in South Africa?
In South Africa. Now,
domestic's a thing down South Africa. Like,
no, I mean,
Pistorius, Oscar Pistorius shit, man.
No. But these are just highly publicized, and this is one of those, right? But the thing is that I actually, not thinking about it, when I looked at it, I was really, I felt really. I wasn't upset though about it, right? I was like, the kind of everything flashed before me, right? What didn't flash before me until I thought about it is him and I sat together in our last 2 years of high school, in our senior year and the year before, right?
Okay.
In grade 11 and 12, as we call them, in South Africa.
Sat together?
So we had we had desks, so we'd sit right next to each other.
Got it.
Right at the front of the class, and we were responsible. Both of us were both good students, responsible students. And if you said to me, that this guy was going to die by a stabbing, he would be. There are those people in school that are likely to die from some a violent act. Right? He was definitely the last person. But the funny thing is, or the strange thing is, when somebody sent me a photograph, because they knew that him and I we were good friends in high school, but yet once we finished high school, we almost never said anything to each other. We never spoke.
It happens.
It was the end of the relationship.
Situational friends, bro.
Yeah, it was just the end. But when he was killed, I kind of had a thought about our life together. We'd been in school together for several years, and we used to kind of be kind of friends, not terribly good friends, but friends. But one of the things that I never thought about when I saw his body, lying there, obviously covered with that gold thing that they put on a dead body, or that thing. What is that called? Gold or silver, kind of almost like a blanket, like
are
a
you talking
body
about
bag?
No, just a
silver sheet.
like a
what
silver
he's talking
sheet.
about.
They just throw it over
Yeah.
until the cops come
know
and
what you're
do
talking
whatever
about.
they need to.
Yeah.
But
Before you're in the body bag, they
Yeah.
throw a sheet they throw a sheet that's made out of like a thin metal, so that
That's
there
right.
won't be any blood seeping through it for pictures from like paparazzi.
I didn't know about that.
Like if you have a disgusting body from a car accident, it's like here and there, and they don't want gore and shit.
Yeah.
Because a paparazzi can take pictures of a blood-stained fucking sheet that's over, it's pretty bad. But if it's this thin layer of metal or plastic or whatever the fuck it is, blood won't seep through it. It's just the silver shit on top. And it's
so they had, and I saw those photographs, and I, so kind of our life together just flashed, and I'm trying to work out why you missed out on this, on your friend and you and him sharing an apartment together. I actually had completely missed out the fact that him and I sat in class together. Our desks were right next to each other. And the only way I remembered is my wife reminded me. She said to me, do you know that you and him actually used to sit together in high school? I was like, oh, yes, we did. So it was actually, I should have felt more upset about it, maybe. I should have then associated us as better friends, maybe. But when I saw him, I was dead in a photograph. I was completely removed from it. It was like we had no connection.
Yeah.
And that was strange because we did have a connection.
I don't think you should. I don't think people should feel bad about not having feelings towards certain scenarios. The same way you shouldn't feel bad if you have intense feelings towards scenarios that otherwise wouldn't matter. You don't know how the fuck this shit is going to manifest in you.
So when I lost, for example, when I lost my dad last year.
Did you just use the word manifest?
How it would manifest.
Oh, okay.
Manifest is a perfectly... See, you guys use manifest when you're trying to manifest some future in a wrong way.
But you manifest the past.
But if Ed partied too hard last night and didn't know where he woke up, a herpes could manifest on his body. That is a proper use of the term manifestation.
Yeah.
To sit here and think I'm going to win the lottery and think I'm going to manifest that from the universe in the future is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
So here's the thing with death, though. It's funny because, it's strange because
for all I know, you might already have
the only time that I went through like a real death scenario where I was very connected was last year when I lost my dad. And actually, when I lost, I had people sending me text messages. And actually, the last thing I wanted was text messages or commiserations. And I just cut myself off from everything. I didn't want that. Yeah. I actually didn't want to see text message. I didn't want to see any commiserations. I just wanted to grieve and do it on my own. So but I do get it. It can be frustrating when people are trying to just be the first or do the first posting or, give you long-winded kind of, messages about the deep connection they shared with this person. It's like, why are you sending it to me?
Well, their motives can be different. Like there are people that are doing it because it makes themselves feel better to get shit out about somebody, and this is their only place.
Yeah.
But also culture has changed with social media in such a fast period of time that I think it's gone from nobody would know that so if your father passed in 1994, it would be something that if somebody didn't tell your friends and people who you care about that your father died, they wouldn't fucking know.
Yeah.
We're in a world now where everybody fucking knows. You know what I'm saying? So I've reverted to it. Since we're in that world, I don't say a fucking word about this shit. I assume they know that I know, and my continued friendship with them is something that is if I feel that maybe they're in a moment, I the most I'd ever do is go, I know what you're going through, man. You ever need something, you let me know. Otherwise, we're not going to fucking talk about this shit because the life is too short to not party. My goal is to fucking party. So partying is not talking about dead people and shit, getting sad. But everybody goes through this shit. And I think that there's still a lot of people who feel that need. That are sitting there going, I need to tell PR because I need him to know that I'm here for him. And I think we're in a world now where you just assume everybody fucking already knows because of social media.
All right, so I was caught off guard through my situation. I found out pretty quick. I don't know how to describe these feelings and emotions, or I still haven't
Have you lost another close friend ever?
Yeah.
So you have.
Yeah. Okay.
A
lot of suicides.
I've had a couple suicides.
A lot of suicides.
Yeah.
But so this one, why?
So they, I get a text from my dad, and he says, "I have some news." My dad's very sensitive and diplomatic in that aspect, and I was like, "Okay, what's the news?" I think he was kind of checking to see if I was busy or whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes, "A lady's name has reached out, which is an ex-girlfriend of mine."
So the ex-girlfriend reached directly out to your dad.
Yes,
Okay.
and said the family wanted the ex-girlfriend to let me know.
Got it.
So it was. I was
I've
like,
had that call.
I was like, what? Like, for one, why is the family reaching out to my ex-girlfriend to get a hold of me?
Yeah. I've had weird chains like that too.
And it was quick. I mean, I was in the chain, and I haven't had a connection with this guy. I don't feel like I played an important role in the last
for those
decade, 2 decades of his life. Why am I at,
I got an explanation for that.
Why
too.
am I at the top of the list? And then why is and the whole ex-girlfriend thing and my parents, it really caught me off guard.
So those people I think those people are in pain because of their loss. They interpret somewhere along the line that you and this person had some sort of friendship and that this person meant something to you, and that it makes them feel better to spread this news so that you, somebody that they interpreted to be close with this person, are now commiserate with them. That's what I think is going on there. I've had that call where an ex-girlfriend that it was not like an amicable breakup, and the family of this ex-girlfriend reached out to me through a third party to be like, yeah, her mom died. And here's the funeral. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to that. Like, fuck, you send it to me. The only thing I've thought about, why the fuck would they ever do it? I'm like, it's because I think she liked me as a potential partner for her daughter, and it just didn't work out. And she probably talked about that I was fucking good stuff, and I never did anything purposefully hurtful. And I think probably they remember that and were like, you know what? Nick would probably want to know. Like, an ex-girlfriend called me when a dog that I had with that person passes. She feels the need to call me and tell me the dog's fucking dead. And I'm like, yeah, she's doing it because she knew that I loved that dog at some point, and it's some measure of closure, and it brings her a little bit more sense of peace when she's clearly going through something a lot deeper.
Well, I think I need to mention that I feel, I suppose, honored that I was considered, but I'm caught off guard that I was anywhere near that list, that short list of this person needs to know.
You're honored. You feel honored, but it's justified. I mean, per se, what we'd say in the law, by definition, you are justified in receiving it. If those people, these third parties, thought that you needed the call, that means that you were in their minds on some level that required the call.
Yeah.
So,
my heart goes out to everybody.
I've never really lost.
Hurting coming into.
I've had a couple suicides, but I've never really had. I remember the first brush I ever had was kindergarten. My best friend in kindergarten, his last name was Awesome, spelled AWSUMB, but it was said Awesome. And we were in kindergarten, sat next to each other, best friends. And in kindergarten, he was in the backseat of his car going home from his grandparents' house sleeping. They got in a fucking car crash, and he died. That was the first time there's ever been a death that I knew of. And I remember just being like, holy shit, man, this is fucking wild. Shit's gone. And then I had a guy, Billy, who we called him Hacksaw because he dressed as Hacksaw Jim Duggan for Halloween. And he was like, you kind of redefine shit after it happens. And I don't know if what I'm about to say is me redefining it because of the experience I went through, or if this is actually how it was, or a multitude of the two. But in my head, he's very much like Chris Farley. So he was like bigger. He was always the fucking clown, always like making jokes, like self-deprecating and shit. And now looking back, a serious fucking darkness on the inside that he hid by being the fucking funny guy all the time. I loved him. I thought he was fucking great. Thought he was hilarious. I never would have said he'd kill himself, and he fucking like brutally fucking killed himself. So, I've only had a couple of those aspects to me, but every time anybody from the periphery, it's the same shit. Everybody's fucking reaching out and like, oh, can you believe this guy died? Can you believe this guy died? And I'm like, yeah, man, it's wild, but I'm not contributing to the fucking phone chain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm never the guy who's like on Facebook, rest in I do, for trivia, I do like when somebody from the 80s dies, I'll do rest in peace because, you know, it's trivia, 80s is kind of what I'm known for. Like B. Arthur, I remember when she died, I posted something. The dude from the fucking Mask in Pulp Fiction, Zed, just died.
I saw that.
Yeah. I haven't posted that, but that would be
60 years
something I
old.
would do. Yeah, it sounds like, I read the report. It sounds like drugs to me, but we'll see. But yeah, that's the kind of thing I'd post on my Facebook shit, not my or on my trivia shit, not my personal shit, because, you know, trivia people, it's all about trivia. And the guy who played Zed in Pulp Fiction is a trivia question.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I think, you know, I get what you're saying and do buy in, subscribe to the idea of, I can't remember the word you used, like somebody reaching out to share information as part of their process. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people, I'm not going to say a vast majority, but a distinct segment are doing it for shitty, selfish reasons, that it's like, I have this information, or at least they think I've got this information. I'm in control. I'm going to be the one to share this information.
Well, again, this is
I don't think they know what they're doing.
A theme that I'm trying to point out between me and you when we do any fucking podcast. I agree with you. We disagree on on the reasoning, on the reasons. You're saying it because it's some selfish, like they're sitting there trying to be cool, like an influencer. I think they're doing it for selfish reasons, but it's this evolutionary thing in their brain that the human condition, when you know how truly fucking dark and alone we are, you reach out and you need fucking connection. And it's something that immediately gives somebody that hit where they feel like they're connected to other human beings through the death of this person that they mutually knew. So you're saying it as a judgment.
I'm not even saying really mutually no. I'm saying like,
fair,
I know two people very specifically that no matter who dies, whether it's one of our local friends or some fucking pop star, like R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne.
I agree. There's a lot of people
fucking
who
know
do
Ozzy
that.
Osbourne. Shut your fucking mouth.
There's a lot of people who do that, and you're saying it's because it's a personal judgment on them and their shortcomings in being shitty people. I'm saying that it's driven by
I don't think it's them being
inherent
I don't think
need.
it's them being shitty people. I think it's a cheap dope rush for them.
Fair, which is created, and you say a cheap dope rush, you're judgmental on them needing that. I'm saying that's part of our miserable human condition. We need it. That's how they get it. I get it in different ways.
Well, by you sharing your perspective, shed a little light on the idea of, okay, hey, R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne, and then to have somebody else on social media like thumbs up it or say I know, and then for you to have that connection that you both liked Ozzy Osbourne. I get that, and that has changed my...
That's what makes them feel...
But I still think there's a couple of turds out there that fucking just want to report death because they have nothing better to do.
Fair. I'm not saying there's also not shitty trolls out there. There can be people who are just fucking being losers that are doing that. By and large, though, what I think drives people, if it's in earnest, even if it's people they barely knew, or just in earnest people who do that immediately and all the time... They're doing it to salve that feeling that they're completely fucking alone. And for a second, it feels like they are connected to somebody over a mutual loss.
Yeah.
And that gives them a positive feeling.
You know what it's time for?
To die?
Yikes.
To fucking throw it all in?
It's time for some Motherfunkler nuggets.
I got a great. Can I start?
Yeah.
I have a really good one. So this week, was the first week in a long time that I got a facial.
Oh, baby, tell me more.
I came here to Atomic Barber Company, and I got my haircut, which it went awesome as always. In fact, the long-term work I've been doing with Jordan is really starting to pay off. It's really starting to sit down in the back here. I'm excited about it. And right after that, I had my appointment for my nose and a full facial to be done.
All right.
She is, first of all, I mean, you can mark it if you want. She is a fucking smoke show. I know you guys were like, she's fucking, that's a good looking woman. Okay. She's a former ballet dancer.
Guys, I agree with you. I was the one that said that last week. And
yeah.
So I'm completely concurring with you.
That's a very, very attractive woman. So there's that. Beyond that,
not just attractive, she's got a very good frame on her, like 10 out of 10.
Well, I'm not going to get gross. I mean, if you want to get real granular here, you can.
But two guys at Chubby's over here.
I mean, that's a good looking woman. Beyond that,
sorry, what did you say?
So she did a complete facial. Because of all the water I've been drinking for running, like an immense amount of water, she was like, this is the easiest. She was like, this is the easiest facial I've ever done. You must drink a lot of water. I go, I drink an obscene amount of water. So probably not as much as Trevor, but I do drink a shitload of water because of running. So she was like, it's all coming out great. And after we were done, my face hasn't looked as good as since Bridget worked here and was doing facials. So I was very happy. I highly recommend to any listener. It's so easy, especially if you already come to Atomic. Just latch it on to the front or the back end of your haircut. Get the nose. I recommend. I'm going to try all the other stuff. I don't need my eyebrows because they're perfect already, baby.
Right.
But the nose, the ear, the face, she's fucking killer. So highly recommend. That's the first nugget that I really
appreciate you.
I wanted to talk about because that's about town. For a man who cares about how they look, which is a man who would pay to come to Atomic Barber Company as opposed to going to fucking, Sports Cuts or Floyd's or some bullshit. For a man who cares about how he looks, that is something that is so easy to add on if it's available here, but so difficult to have done otherwise. Like, I don't even know what I'd do to go get a facial.
It's interesting
elsewhere.
You say that. My really kind of joking nugget for the week is that I have allocated time to revamping some marketing, specifically through Google.
Yeah.
And I am pinpointing keywords to let the world know, or our little 7-mile radius bubble, that we have esthetician services here, and nobody's searching for them. Like verifiably, in a measurable way. Guys are not getting online and searching for.
You know why that is?
Because they're embarrassed.
No, because once you have somebody doing your facial, you go to them all the time, and if they move, you follow them.
I don't think. I think it's quite a brand new service.
I think it's something though that if you stick with it, people will start.
I think it's because when you come. So let's put it this way: I do a facial and I do a mani and pedi on a regular basis, right?
Okay.
I know where I go to. I know the service provider. And I don't experiment with it because it's too personal. So I'm not going to experiment with a facial person until they have my trust. And so my sense is that, and the same with a hairstylist. It's not so easy to just move barbers. You don't just say, I met a friend, I'm going to go and try him out. No, these are two personalized things. So my sense is that, now that you've got it, you have a great clientele that are coming to the barbershop.
That'll be its own advertising.
That's going to be that's going to be the traction.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, I'll tell you, I could see an issue with me personally. So like, if I wouldn't have seen this place when you guys first opened and then met you at Fiddlers and shit and coming and giving it a try, I expect higher level of care on my beautiful head of hair then I would have assumed would have been provided a place called a barbershop. Like I would have, because I'm interested in next level shit, I probably would have ended up at a fucking salon or something.
Right.
But then you find it, like you see the skill level of Jordan, and I'm like, this is higher skill level than I could get at a fucking salon. And I think that's the same with this shit, is that I don't know what I would have searched, because I would expect higher level, like going to a mani-pedi place where, you know, we all know the place. They don't speak English. They do a great job on your fucking your fingernails and your toenails. I wouldn't go to that place to get a facial. I would end up somewhere fucking crazy. It costs $700 and shit like that, because that's how I roll. Then because I was here and I know you and I got interested in it, I found out this is going to serve my fucking needs. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Combined with, I think people are starting to notice, man. Like it's been a thing for years culturally where, you know, everybody's like, oh, 40's the new 25, 60's the new 40. Like people say shit like that. It's really coming around. Like I'm noticing how young my face looks compared to the people that I grew up with that do nothing and don't care. Like they look like catcher's mitts. And people are going to start looking around and understanding with medicine, with taking care of yourself, we have such a longer lifespan that you want to look good as well. So I don't know. You are in a great niche, and I think that the future is going that way. I just don't know how you get people to search it because of the cultural stigma to men getting a facial.
I think it's just going to be auxiliary tacked on to the services that are already here, and people will catch on instead of actually flying a banner for it.
Word. Yeah. All right. I mean, you got
nuggets.
Hit me.
I mean,
Hit me, bro.
so
I just did a long one. So
the nugget that I
can
have,
save the rest.
The super producer and I went out to have a meeting on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, we did Gop and Fuss.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about it in the past.
Fuck
and,
that place.
You know, I can say that my experience with Gop and Fuss on Wednesday was probably the best experience I've had. I've been there 3 other times, so my 4th visit. This time though, so here's the thing: is that I love that hidden garden thing.
Mm-hmm.
That whole
great.
walk in there.
Yeah.
Just off Park Avenue. I think it's super special. I was there, probably a few minutes before Ed got there. He was struggling to get parking, although his parking was kind of as close as my parking. You know where I parked, right outside. He was right behind me, so we had great parking. And then when I got to the bar, there were probably 3 or 4. We did a happy hour there. There were probably 3 or 4 other people. One person serving. She was on right as I walked in.
Mm-hmm.
I got great service. They got a good bar. They have a happy hour between 4 and 6. The price of beer and wine is $5, which I thought was exceptional. And they have those Cajun boiled nuts, which were outstanding.
I love boiled peanuts.
Absolutely outstanding. Complimentary popcorn, which anything free during happy hour is great. I had a glass of wine. I had their house wine, which was I would say very kind of middle to lower than middle of the road. But $5, hey, listen, I'm not complaining. I'm good with that. And then the super producer and I went to the back where there's a pool table, and we kind of spent, I don't know, maybe 2 hours. We played pool. We had a meeting. We had lots of kind of space to have our meeting and play pool. So we had you can think about it. You're on Park Avenue and you've got all that space for a pool table. I mean, that's incredible, right? We had more boiled nuts, and we actually got one of those super large pretzels.
Oh, nice.
We had this, and it was outstanding.
It was good?
It was really
Very
good.
cool.
It was really moist. It was warm. It was hot. It was perfect with some nice dipping sauce and all that.
Lady in the Trampet?
Yeah, they did.
Lady in the Trampet? No. What is the Lady in the Tramp?
You guys eat?
You take one end each and put it, and you eat in the middle.
No, there was none of that stuff. But anyways, it was really and the service. I mean, there was no time that we were waiting for a drink, because now we'd left the bar. we were now in the pool room, or in the area where the pool table is. And I mean, she was, had a very busy bar. The bar probably had, 10 people on it, but she continued to come out to us. So I have to say that the concerns that I had around service, whether they would be good enough, I think they've the bar anyway. I can't comment for the restaurant because
I'd love to check it out again, man. I mean, theoretically, I liked it before the rechange, so I'd love to check it out.
But
again.
I'd like to get
my experience was the worst that you could possibly imagine.
I'd like to get the Wizard's experience. What did you think? Because he's a lot more.
It was good. Good service. The bartender was serving us in the lounge area, which is not her job, but she took the extra effort to come out because I guess the tap was on her.
Yeah.
So I did appreciate the extra effort, and I told her.
Nice. And we continuously had the beers, reloaded. So there was no time when we felt like we needed to walk to the bar. We never once needed to walk around to the bar for a beer. So yeah, full marks to them. Happy hours, definitely rated.
Cool.
All right, appreciate you guys listening. Thank you to DJ Pumpernickel and Showtime. Always a special thanks to Ed, the Wizard, and super producer, and the intuitive muse. Woo! Appreciate you guys. Hit like, subscribe, leave comments, questions, and requests. Connect with us on social media. If you see us post a picture on Instagram, we're there. We're live. Come out and hang with us. And
see you in the promised land, sucker.